Hi, this is Dilip. I am from third year CSE department and my register number is UR16CS094. Today we are going to create a web page using JavaScript. DOM stands for Document Object Model, whereas document is an object in the JavaScript which refers to the web page. Today I am going to create this kind of web page with which helps us to calculate the longest word, BMI calculator, weight initiator, coin flip and flow garden. JavaScript is basically HTML5 is to display the data, whereas CSS can be used for styling, whereas script can be used to create a dynamic web page which interacts with the user is called as dynamic web page. Usually we are going to to find the longest word in the string by using the split keyword. Similarly, string name.length helps us to find the length of the string, and to find the size of an array using array name.length. Similarly, for BMI calculator, to calculate if you want to display underweight, less than 18, all these are conditions to display the values, and this can be used. This set of code can be used in our code, which I will show in the later part of the video. As you can see, this equation can be used to calculate the BMI, weight divided by height into height. Similarly, you have flower garden which contains grow function, so that JavaScript function to complete the functionality of the web page. You should randomly display either rows or flowers when we press the grow button, or grow function can be called again and again. Similarly, we have weight initiator with some conversion. Left drop down box to unit selected on the right. As you can see, kilograms can be converted into grams or something into lbs, or some other values into LB, like options LB, kg. We can have a drop down list, and then we can have a multiple selections. And coin flip, as you can see over here, we have span. Span is similar to that of div tag. Span tag is similar to that of div tag. The basic difference between the span tag and div tag is that div tag is block level element, whereas span is an inline level element. So basically span is used for styling. And we have one more thing, coin flip, why I write a JavaScript code to randomly change the source of the image in the HTML, so that when I press the flip, it should flip and display what is the result. Now we are going to get into the code and see what's happened actually. As you can see over here, this is the title of the web page. Under head, HTML tag contains hashtag and remaining various other tags. We basically know that we have three types of styling. They are internal styling, inline styling and external styling. Here we are using internal styling. Internal styling is basically done in HTML page alone with the style tag under head. Style tag should be included under the head, and we have some coder for that. Here star symbol or asterisk symbol can be used like universal operator, and this applies for the whole web page. Margin is 0 pixel and box sizing, content box has been used. Similarly, we can use border box also. And we have a tag name and what are the styling that should be applied for this tag name. Similarly, the class name as well as the ID can be used. Is like ID if we have hash symbol. If it is a dot operator, then it is like class name. And we have a display as block. We know that display basically happens at inline block. To display under block, we should be mentioning over here. And margin, as it is a box model, CSS box model, we have basically padding, margin and border, which can be used, padding left, right, float, with all these things can be used. To include the background image, URL is this kind of code should be included, and this is background repeat, not to be repeated. And similarly, other things are under the CSS style, internal styling. We get into the code now. We have under the body tag, we have division tag, and with the order list, as you know that UL refers to order list tag, and we have some list of items, longest word, BMI calculator and some other things. Similarly, we have another div tag with to find the longest word in the string with some content in it. This would be the heading. This would be the heading of this h1. H1 refers to the header. We have a break. Actually, no need to close the break tag, since it is a empty tag. Similarly, we have some input type. We have here used form elements like input type is equal to text, and we have some ID for that, and a button with on click. This is the attribute for button on click. When we are pressing the mouse, we would be calling this function get, and we would be finding the longest word. Script is the tag which should be used in HTML page in order to include any script content in. This should be basically, it's not compulsory that the script tag should be under body, it can be even in the head. Here we have created function is the keyword to create a function in the script, and this is the name of the function, and parenthesis, inside that we can have even parameters. Where is the keyword to create a variable in the script, and we have document.getElementById. I have previously mentioned the document is an object in the JavaScript. GetElementById, even we can use getElement by tag name or by class name, and we can call that. If you want to get from some value from the user, dot value can be used. Similarly, if you want to write some content into tag, then dot inner HTML can be used. Split is the keyword over here, which array.length is carried out into some variable, and this is the code for checking all finding out the longest word. Similarly, we have another div tag and to calculate the body mass. And we have field set, as previously mentioned in the previous videos. Field set helps us to create a box type model. As you can see, I will show in the code, in the web page. As you can see that we have a box type model over here, as you can see that here. When we get into the code, we have some field set button on click. On click is the attribute for this button, which helps us to call the function calculate. Under the calculate function, we have some code to conversion. As we get the data from the user as a string, in order to convert that into a number or a integer or a floating number, we are calculating using parse float or parse int, whatever can be used. And this is one of the function. By using variable c, I am calculating the function. This is weight, and height into b will be the height from the user, as you can see over here, variable a and b. Similarly, all these are the conditions to display some, as I previously mentioned, the dot inner HTML helps us to give a content into the HTML, underweight and all this dot inner HTML. This would be displayed when a user gets value to the web page. And we have another div tag with some content in it, and as we can see, the drop down list has been created over here. Similarly, we have a function called convert, which helps us to convert by getting the data from the user. And as we see over here, triple equal to is used. The basic difference between triple equal operator and double equal operator is that triple equal operator checks even for the data type and data value, whereas double equal to only checks for the data value. Here even data type will be checked, and then only the equality will be checked. And we have another div tag with some this is for flipping a coin. On click turn function would be called, and similarly on button on click reset button function will be called, so that it will be reset to 0. And we have created a form. We have span, as previously mentioned, span is mainly used for styling. And we have some script with function turn. We can have any number of script tags in a body. As we can see, we have multiple script tags in the code I have shown, and this is the code for this is to create an array in the script using variable is the keyword, and array is the keyword to create an array, and this is the array symbol with inside quotes is the values for that. And we can see that here max.random star or asterisk symbol is used, which helps us to select multiple values at a time. Random is a function to create that, which is inbuilt function in the script, and it is triple equal to operator, as I previously mentioned. All these things are the code for selecting a random image when using a flower garden. And if I reset, this would be called, and it would be displaying 0. Similarly, we have a grow function with multiple number of array with multiple values, and this is the code for. When I run the code, you would be able to understand these things. We will run the code and see. Now we will be finding the longest word. Let's have some code. Now let's see the longest word. When I click this button, we are able to get the welcome. In this string, welcome is the longest word. Similarly, we can move into something by using wait. See, when I press the navigation button over here, we would be moving into whatever content we would be required. When I press the BMI calculator, we have moved into here. If we give some values and get BMI, we would be getting the, let's see if we can give weight in kilograms and height in meters. Let's see, we are able to get some data. Yeah, we are able to get, it is showing underweight. Similarly, we have some other things like weightinator, coin flip, and on pressing the coin flip we can go over here, flip. As you can see that we are getting the output, heads total is 1 whereas tails is 1. Again I flip, tails we are getting, when I reset it is moving to 0. Similarly, we have a flower garden. How many number of flowers, rows or columns we need, we can give this and we can plant a garden. As you can see, they have been randomly selected, and if I change the values, it can generate some other flowers. Thanks for watching my video.